Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Simon, and we're from Portishead Parish. So, Mark, as a church leader, you're involved in lots of decision making. How do you reflect on that?
I think one thing that I've noticed that I find particularly hard about that is putting God at the centre of any discerning and decision making. What does it mean to hear God's voice, to seek God's direction? I mean, across the life of the church, but particularly important matters such as discerning our vision and values or sense of direction moving forward.
And we've tried something in our parish called Seeking God's Way Together. Can you explain something about that?
Well, seeking God's way together is a practice that helps do exactly what I was just talking about, moving beyond simply bookending a meeting or a discussion with a prayer to listening to God throughout the process. It's a way that whole communities can listen to God, to each other, and indeed the wider community. And it's a practice that we've been certainly trying to use here in Portishead.
So can you give me an example of where we've used it?
Well, one example and one way it particularly helped us as a whole church was to reflect, to learn and to act in response to what we recognised God had been doing in us and through us throughout the challenges of the pandemic. Using this practice created an opportunity for the whole congregation to listen to each other, to share conversation together, to name where we'd experienced the activity of God and how that might be shaping us into the future.
And would you say it's got any wider benefits as well?
I'll say there's two things I've particularly noticed as a result of doing this practice. Firstly, that it created space for conversations that were open and were honest, allowing people to speak with intuition and imagination as they've sensed ways in which we could get involved in God's mission. The second thing about the practice is that I think we found it to be hugely affirming. We've recognised that we do have already what we need to be the kind of church that God is calling us to be. We're not the church up the road who have got their particular gifts and skills and passions. We are who we are, and we've recognised that that's it's hugely transformational to own that, to recognise that God will do something powerful with us.
So, would you recommend it to a wider audience?
I certainly would recommend seeking God's way together as a practice that can help us and the church continue to move forward. And I know, really excited to be a part of the 3-part course running in our diocese and gleaning a lot of the wisdom from those who have had a lot of experience in this practice and to learn with others to journey further together.
Yep, so hope to see you all soon. Thank you.